Sunday and Saturday now. Nothing, I didn't get anything on the Saturday one. There's a chap that I spoke to, lovely chap. I can't think of his name, but if you're watching, yeah, hello. Yeah, nothing on Saturday, not like last week. Sunday, meh, last minute save there was. First car boot was shit. They didn't even set up, they didn't let people in till 6:10. It really winds me up. Sometimes you'll go and it'll be 5:30, they'll let the people in, you'll get there and you'll be like, fucking hell, they'll let everyone in. Other times you'll get there and you're still waiting there, all the cars are queued up. I think they even opened the gate to do something, and then there's a fire engine in there actually. But then they relocked the gates and then buggered off somewhere. I was like, for fuck's sake. So they finally let them in, quick look around, didn't see anything on there. So nipped off to the first biggish one. Wasn't the best really, it's all the same console, but so the first few rows, there's a chap he had, it looks a bit like a dealer, so I was just like, do I even bother asking? We had a couple of Xbox games mixed in with some like shitty old DVDs, so I asked him, he's like, oh, £1 each. So the first two things I picked up, 2 Xbox 360 games, Silent Hill Homecoming and Lost Odyssey, which is a brilliant RPG. If you like Japanese role-playing games, that is fucking awesome. Probably my favourite JRPG on the Xbox. Actually, it's not hard because there's like 4 of them. So yeah, so not bad. £2. Bumped into 2T as always. Now this next lot of stuff, which is the last thing I got at the car boot. Saw this bloke with a big box, and on the top of it, it says car boot kids and speakers, and I was like, eh. And then I sort of glanced over my shoulder, and the other flap said Xbox on it, so I was just like, ooh. So I went back, and I was standing there like looking in it, and I was like, is he buying that, or is he the person who's? So I sort of hung around a minute, and then he walked off, and he's sort of standing in front of the stall, and I was like, is he like looking at stuff, or is he the person like who's running the stall? So I just asked him, I said, oh, are these your Xbox games? And he's like, yeah, 50p each. So I was like, all right. So I was like, yeah, do I just buy them all for 50p each? So I count them, there's 25 Xbox 360 games in there. So I said, I'll give you a tenner for them, which would have been pretty good if I got it for a tenner. And he said, oh no, 12 quid's my best. So yeah, actually only not 50p off when you actually add it up, because my awesome maths worked really well there. But yeah, so 25 Xbox games, 50p a pop. Got one free, I suppose. So first game, Ace Combat 6, a sealed Virtua Fighter. There's nothing great in here, so I'm just going to fly through them. A sealed Red Faction, which is a brilliant game. Classic Gears of War 2. Lord of the Rings Battle for Middle-earth. Kane and Lynch. Vikings Battle for Asgard. Hitman Blood Money. Dead Space, brilliant game. Bulletstorm. No, that's an original Xbox game. Need for Speed Underground 2. Classic. This was not worth anything probably. Pro Evolution Soccer 2008. So that's probably that can be the free one I got. Ridge Race 6. Gears of War 1. This one I'm keeping. Fallout 3 Game of the Year edition, which is nice. Tom Clancy Vegas. Project Gotham Racing 4. Rage. Awesome game if you like first person shooters. To be fair, I think they all look really like new condition. I don't think they've even played them, to be fair. Homefront. Stranglehold. I hear that's pretty good. Might give that one a go. Halo 3. Feels really heavy, that one. Halo 3. Ghost Recon Advanced Warfare 2. A sealed Ace Combat Assault Horizon in like a snazzy little cardboard box. Are probably the best two, well, the ones with the most value. Complete Star Wars, Lego Star Wars, and Lego Indiana Jones. So £12.50 for them. So I'm probably most of them are going to go back to CX, because I'm sure I'll get more than 50p for some of them. There's a few in there which obviously probably a 10p's at CX, but I probably could have just picked out the best ones. But in the heat of the moment, I was just like, I'll just buy them all. So I didn't get anything else from there. And then the next copy was pretty far away, and I was just like, do I go? I was like, yeah. So we decided to go. So there's a chap there who does like house clearances. My dad speaks to him a few times before, and he must have mentioned that I'm always on the lookout for like old consoles and stuff. And obviously he shouted me over and he's like, oh, is that stuff in there any good to you? And I was like, yes, that definitely will be useful to me. So I had a quick look at it and I was just like, yeah, it was a bit grubby. I was just like, well, how much do you want for it? And he's like, oh, just make me an offer. So I was like, 10 quid? He's like, yeah, that's fine, 10 quid. Tested them both, so they work, which is a positive. So, but for 10 quid, I could sell them spares and repairs for more. So the first console is the dirtiest Mega Drive I've ever seen. It is absolutely grim. It needs a right good clean. There's a controller. Comes with the power lead as well, which works. So I tried it. Couldn't get any sound out of it, so whether that's a problem with the cable I was using. But yeah, oh, it comes with there's a Mega Game 6 stuck in there as well. Probably should have cleaned that before I put it in the console to test it, because I sort of pushed it in. It was like, I was like, oh my god. But yeah, there was also Micro Machines 2 Turbo Tournament. Looks like someone's put their friggin' phone number on there. And the other console was a Super Nintendo with Mario All-Stars in there, which I've got like 4 copies of, but you can never have enough of them. Again, I've tested it, it works, which is awesome. It needs a right good clean. It is absolutely covered in dust. When I was looking at it, I was trying to pull the game out, and obviously because the stop button has to be off, I couldn't actually move it. It was that like stuck in. So yeah, I got it out. I checked the contacts before I bought it, and they all seem like pretty clean. So not rusty or anything. So it seemed pretty good. And this was in the bottom of the bag actually. Shrek, wreaking havoc. It could be a fake. Who knows? I'm sure it has no value. But yeah, so it wasn't the worst car boot. That definitely saved it at the end there. So yeah, so that's all I got from the car boot. One CX pickup. So we nipped into Derby, because I know there's quite a few retro game stores there. Obviously CX. Checked on the website, filtered by store to what they had. Supposedly they had some Dreamcast stuff, but when we got there, I couldn't see it anywhere. So, and it was nothing special, so I wasn't really that bothered about it. I thought I had a quick look at the Wii U stuff, because obviously I like my Wii U stuff. I ain't picked up a Wii U game for ages. Saw this and I was just like, £6. That's actually pretty good. I'm sure it's about a £10 game on eBay, and obviously this is using credit, so £6 got me Marvel Avengers, Marvel The Avengers Battle for Earth. And yeah, it's all there. The manual's already in it. I think they just put them out on the shelf with the manual and stuff in, so obviously I checked that. Yeah, to be fair, it's like new that is, so £6, can't go wrong with that. There was sort of opposite CX. There's like a, what was it called? Mobile and retro consoles or something, and it looked a bit like a crack converter sort of store. But in the window they had like a load of retro stuff. It was a pretty good store, to be fair. Prices were a bit on the high side Not really, actually, I suppose. They seem to be undercutting CX and everything. But obviously when you've got vouchers in CX, it's just the easier option, I suppose. So yeah, I had a quick look in there. Couldn't really see anything I wanted. But yeah, I was like, And there is another retro store. It's on the sort of in the main shopping centre, but it's in like the market area. And he's been there for years. Again, I can't think of the store. It's retro or something. To be fair, I never bought anything for there because the bloke who runs it seems a bit of a dick, but maybe that's just me. Like, he's cleaning, while I was standing there, he pulled out some bags of stuff. So obviously someone had traded in or he bought from wherever, and he's just like cleaning it on the counter, and just like, it doesn't give off a very good impression to me. And last time I was there, he was going on about, I assume it was his partner or like helper, how much something was going for on eBay. So yeah, you know, if you want to do that, just don't do it in front of customers, because it just doesn't give a very good impression. But yeah, so I've never actually bought anything from there. Yeah, I remember he had a Super Metroid big box, and I think he wanted 160 quid for it. And I was just like, fuck that. You'll be lucky to sell that, mate, unless you put it on eBay. So yeah, that's all I bought in Derby. But you know, gets me out of the house. And the last thing I got, which is from the Nintendo store. Now the way they packaged this really pissed me right off. So the item in question is the Fire Emblem Echoes limited edition, and this is huge, massive. That's what she said. And they put it. And when I read the description, I knew it comes with an A4 art book. And when I got home from work, I opened the door and I saw the box, and I was just like, "That's not. How did they fit that in that box?" And obviously they just crushed it in, literally. So this top bit here had been like folded back on itself, and it had ripped like down here. And I was like, for fuck's sake. So I went on the internet and I bought another one. And this one actually arrived in okay condition. So I'll probably send that one back. Fuck 'em. If you're not going to package stuff up properly, you know, or teach your staff how to pack stuff up properly. I know it's an awkward sized box because most boxes come in certain sizes, but you know, bastards. I'm not going to show you what's in it because there's a shit ton of really good unboxings of this. And for 75 quid, it's actually pretty decent. I mean, you get the two amiibos in there, which is they're $12.99 a pop, straight off. And obviously you get the badges, the art book, and the game. So yeah, obviously it's been scalped to all holy hell. So if you're gonna want one, you're probably talking 100 minimum now. But yeah, Nintendo just can't seem to make enough of them. They obviously do it on purpose, but. And there's a lot more of them out in the wild than there was the last one. Is it Fire Emblem Fates, the limited edition? That again, that got scalped. Oh holy hell! That's still like 150 quid. So I think that's all I've got. It just seems every time there's a card, every Sunday it seems to have rained on the Saturday, which puts people off, or it rains on the Sunday. So it's either way, it's still putting people off, I think. And I think because it rained last Sunday, there was a lot of people who wanted to do a car boot or go to it, so there was like a shit ton of vultures. I suppose I'm a vulture. But yeah. And that's it. That's all I've got. So, hope everyone's doing well. Oh, another thing. Me and Tuti, we are going to the... Oh, I can't think of the name of it. Super Retro Games Fair in Leeds. I know they switched the location from the town hall to the Leeds University, so I suppose it's a much better venue, a lot more spacious. So that'd be nice, because I've stood at the town hall one, like just selling some of my extras, and it is a massive pain in the ass just to get stuff in and out. Like you've either got to go for the service elevator and take it all that way, or haul it up all the front steps. I know the chap was saying it's more central, the university. I don't know if that's true or not, because surely the town hall that seemed pretty central to me in the centre. But yeah, so it's a much better venue. So if you see me there, say you're that guy on YouTube who does them rubbish videos. No, but yeah, that's all I got. Again, there'll probably be another video up for next week's car boot, unless there's no stuff there or it rained. So until next time.